Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all out there. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to maybe learn something and better yourself or better your situation. Always best to trust your own intuition above all else, to separate what is meant for you and what is not, because ultimately you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. You guys know the drill. So let's go ahead and set the intention. Got poppers, Pisces, popping cards. Let's set the intention now to get my Pisces gang out there watching, my lovely Pisces. Clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right, let's do it, Pisces. So, Sun your spread, what's coming through in the present energy? The Four of Coins. All right, so frequently talks about money, and also the energy of maybe like what you're giving to, where you're holding back, or where maybe you're overextending yourself. We kind of have to pull more to see here. So frequently has to do with money though, and I mean literally the buried treasure, the jewels. Maybe this is a positive message though. It may have something to do with sort of discovering some buried treasure. Not just in the monetary, object item, tangible thing, but it's sort of like buried treasure inside you. That's actually kind of a message coming through, is like a resource that you haven't really tapped into. It exists within you internally, and it's like full of gems. You're full of gems right now. So in the past, you have the Hierophant. So I'm always getting feeling very motivated or inspired by some sort of teacher or mentor in your life, or it could even be in the form of a best friend, or it's just someone that they're real chill, they're real cool, they're not afraid to tell it, and it almost feels like someone you maybe have some sort of established history with. For most of you anyway. It could quite literally be a Taurus. It could even be a boss. But if that's the case, it's like a boss or supervisor or manager who's like, they always go the extra mile for you. It's almost like you feel very much protected under their leadership, or sort of like, you're protected under them. It sounds like The Godfather, right? That's not really what I mean, but there's an element here of they see right through you. So even when you're your own worst enemy and you have maybe some apprehension to move forward with something, or if it's coming from a place of fear or self-doubt or shame or not feeling worthy, this person can give you tough love in the right way, where they don't make you feel bad about yourself, but they're very willing to kind of call you on and be like, well, no, why can't you do that? It's almost like that's not valid. I don't know, but it's coming through in a way where they nudge you or needle you in just the right way, where it's like they speak your language. You get something very valuable out of them. And I don't know, whoever this is in your life, it seems like a lovely energy where they help stoke your fire. On days where you feel a little bit dim or not willing to shine your light, or questioning your power, questioning your value, this is the person that comes through and I don't know if I want to say stokes the fire or adds gasoline to it, but either way, the metaphor that I'm getting from that is they help lift you, they motivate you, they give you that extra oomph and that extra nudge you need to go in a really positive direction. And I do think that relates to this symbolically, this idea of you're full of gems. You have all these wonderful things and ideas and all these wonderful qualities and characteristics inside you, if you only were brave enough to share them with the world. And maybe some of you are already doing that, but I'm hearing there's a lot more to take advantage of the resources that exist within you. And I'm almost getting this idea of resources from the land. We have to be, this is a metaphor, guys, so bear with me. It's something of we have to be careful with not, pardon the use of this word, but this idea of sort of raping the land or the territory, and taking what is natural and what is good and taking it for our own selfish needs. Metaphorically, Pisces, I think you're being asked to not overgive, but it's you have so many wonderful things to share with the world that I think the universe is going to pay you back in other ways, even if it doesn't show up in an energy exchange for money. That might actually not be what it's about. It might be about something even greater than you, especially in terms of in the spiritual sense, whether you sort of take on the role of some sort of mentor or spiritual advisor. That's not for everybody, but this is sort of about sharing your gifts without keeping receipts and not doing the tit for tat thing. And most Pisces don't really operate like that. So like anything, because this is a Capricorn card, it's saying proceed, but make sure you also have some boundaries in place so you don't end up so you don't end up empty. You know, you have to keep some for yourself, but it's not in a selfish way. It's so you don't deplete your energy in that process of sharing. So what is your ultimate goal? Let's see. Is it the 9 of coins? Yes, it is the 9 of coins. All right. So financial independence for a lot of you, or multiple streams of income, adding a stream of income if money has been stopped up or not in flow, or difficulties accessing money. It's almost like the goal is to fix that and to sort of open the floodgate of receiving. And again, not just monetarily. Yes, that's absolutely important, and there's no reason why that can't be part of your goal, but also energetically, we have to get the energy back in flow. Some of you may have just been feeling kind of stuck or depressed or hung up or unable to move forward with something that you wanted. It's like we're trying to get back in the flow of things, of life, of nature, of the universe. So what are you thinking? The Chariot, you want to move forward. You might be thinking about a Cancer. You might also be thinking about taking a trip or traveling, or you might literally be thinking about your car repairs, needing a new car, something to do with your car, getting your tires rotated or something fixed, your oil changed. I don't know. Something about your car is very I don't know why that's super important, but maybe it's a confirmation some of you needed. Some of you, your wardrobe too, upgrading your wardrobe. It's sort of like dressing for the life that you want to live. This is like a weird metaphor, and I'm not sure why it's coming through, but it's like having a wardrobe that's very office appropriate and business casual, and you're but you want to be a tarot card reader. It's you lose the collar, loosen the tie. You're not going to need that. And it's being given to me with sort of like a wink and like a smile. So it's like, it's supposed to be funny, it's silly, it's supposed to nudge you to get you to lighten up a little bit, but I think it's sort of getting out of the mundane or monotony or the routine of the life you've been living, but it has more to do with the mindset. It's like busting free of the life you thought you had versus the one you want to have, and sort of mixing it into it's like adding the ingredients to the recipe. It's not coming through clearly in how to express this, but ultimately what I said before, that's what it is. It's like dressing for the life you want, or acting as if it's already here, because that's going to help you manifest whatever you're looking for faster. So then in terms of what you're feeling, the emotional card coming up here is the Hermit. So that actually says to me you're hiding your feelings. You might be in a place where you don't feel comfortable or confident expressing your feelings. For me, though, this almost has to do with a shyness, or again, an apprehensive to go for gold, to go for what it is that you really want that could really upgrade your life and add a lot of value to your life, add a lot of pleasure, add a lot of enjoyment, Are you rich? Just not in the monetary sense, but in the do you appreciate the little things? Are you leading a rich life? Are you appreciating the qualities and the richness that life has to offer? Are you taking advantage of it? Almost something like natural jewels and gemstones, things from the earth that exist and they're beautiful and they're pretty. Are you appreciating them? Are you enjoying them? Is there something you're meant to do with that storyline? I'm not even sure what that is. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's Virgo energy. So some of you may have feelings for a Virgo. That's entirely possible. But I also think that it's coming through as a shyness. And you're even apprehensive about your shyness, because I think there's a part of you that totally thinks you're worthy and deserving of this. It's like trying to lean into, faith over fear, or mustering the strength and the confidence to move forward in that come hell or high water energy. It's Chariot, it's Cancerian energy. It's charging forward in order to get to what feels like home to you. In order to get to a place that's more comfortable, it may challenge you. It's going to get you out of your comfort zone in order to achieve that next level of, I'm wanting to use the word richness. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone out there, but you have a little dance that you do. You have a little dance, and I think that has to do with indecision. It's like some days you're in, some days you're out, some days you're confident, some days you're not. There's inconsistency here, and with Virgo energy, and assuming you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, that doesn't surprise me, because it's like mutable energy. It's not consistent, and it's not necessarily meant to be, guys, to be honest. But I think we have to take into account our own ritualistic habit. I see what you're doing there, universe. Okay. I think we have to take it sorry, I'm going to refocus my energy. Pardon me, guys. I'm having a moment. I think we have to take accountability for our own natural instincts and repetitive habits and patterns and sort of like rituals that we have in our everyday life, and understand where that is helping us. Variety, the spice of life, adaptability, changeability, keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting. But also there's two sides to every coin. Where is our inconsistencies not helping, and where do we need to sort of better the rhythm or the repetition or the routine, aka commit to something, to be more steady, to be more loyal, to be more consistent. To establish some sort of boundaries or confinement, like Saturn energy, because then once we establish some sort of outline, it's like we can build on it, we can stack upon it. It's sort of being relayed to me as like building blocks, whereas if we're scattering things here and there, it's never ascending upward, it's never growing. In some ways, it might be energy wasted because it's too scattered, it's too far spread, it's not consistent enough. There's something about bringing things together and building up, going upward, ascending, really, right? So what is the immediate help available to you? The Two of Wands, someone who could be a really great collaborator for you. Someone who, it's like there's either a passing of the torch in regards to this, it's so funny, I almost said emperor, so that may have to do with a boss, or an Aries as well. Yeah, Aries are great. And I mean, it's Aries season, right? Great people who can motivate and empower and inspire. Those are some of like my favorite keywords. You can tell I use them all the time in my readings because they're juicy. You feel them. Like, I mean, I have so much water in my chart. When I say those words, there's like a physical reaction of, ooh, yeah, get motivated. Ooh, like it's sexy. Do you know what I mean? Because it is about achievement and like, setting goals for yourself and achieving them. It's personal growth and development. I don't know. I like that. So anyway, something to do with an Aries may come into this, but really it's that person in your life who, again, pulls you back up when you're feeling down. Any twos talk about decisions, but I think in this case, because it's two wands coming together, it's like the magic of two, the power of two, power in numbers, power in a partnership and collaboration and teammate energy. It could be your spouse, it could even be your child. I don't know. Someone that you want to work with, someone that you feel like you can create magic with. And I don't know why it's coming through, but for some of you, there's almost like a sexual charge or a sexual connection, which, doesn't surprise me, Aries, Mars energy. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's saying it could be your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. There could be something about them that they also may be one of those people in your life who are your biggest champion and your cheerleader and supporter. And I mean, as they should be, right? If you're with the right person, right? If you're dating or sleeping with someone who makes you feel like shit, well, I'm not even going to finish that sentence. You already know. You already know what I'm going to say. All right, so what is it that you are being asked to lean into, your action or advice card? So interesting, you have the Four of Wands, which is also an excellent card of partnership. There's something being passed to you. There's an opportunity, and it's not just being passed to you. There's other people here, but I'm not necessarily getting the idea of competition. It has to do more with collaboration. You have two fours, and I think fours for me are all about establishing safety and security, a safety net, possibly with money, but also it's about establishing a solid foundation. As we said, sort of in the building blocks metaphor, we're trying to build a solid foundation and have some sort of confinement or structure or outline from which we can grow and ascend. And yeah, there's something here about growing and ascending with a close collaborator or a teammate. Some of you may step into a role as a teacher. Yeah, I see you teaching something. So even if it's just like I shouldn't say even if, I don't mean to minimize it. So you may be teaching like an online course and you're talking about your passion. You're talking about your hobbies. Maybe you're doing it on YouTube. It's like sharing your gift with the world. It's like tap into your own richness. You have so much to offer. The only person stopping you is you. And it's because this shyness or this inability to feel like you can present yourself confidently, even though this is something you want to do, it's something that, well, I don't know. Do you know you deserve it? Because you do. Other people do. I think again, some days you think you do, other days you're questioning it. You do. Let me just clarify it. You deserve this. You should go towards what makes you happy, because ultimately by denying yourself this opportunity of happiness, you're also denying the world the opportunity to watch you do your thing and feel motivated by you and inspired. And people want what you got. Give the people what they want, because it's mutually beneficial. There's a nice energy exchange there. And you know, by you demonstrating your ability to move forward with what you're passionate about, in some ways it's sort of the cue or the indication that other people can do that for themselves and on their own path. There's almost like a life coach type energy here too. Collaboration is what's in store for you. Yeah, there money opportunities in the forms of creative collaborations. It's probably collaborating with people who are already in your life. I don't think they're new. Here's what I'm getting. There's almost like this idea of waiting to be asked when the universe is challenging you to step up and ask to be included, or ask, hey, can I do that too? Versus waiting for the invitation of like, hey, Pisces, we're going to do this. Do you want to come along? You're being asked to step up into a more leadership oriented role, or to just be your own advocate or speak up for yourself, really. And for some of you, it's like you're only speaking up to like your best friend or someone who you have some sort of connection to them. It's like reaching out and asking for help really shows strength of character and showing the universe that you are determined in moving towards and making strides towards whatever it is that you want to achieve and accomplish here. Let's see. So, partnership to temperance to financial independence. Yeah, a blending of energies, a blending of fire and water. A lot of you, there's a strong collaboration with fire and water. I've been getting that message recently, and I kind of like that. I don't know, the idea is just intriguing to me. Blending of opposites, fire and water. But it's something that I'm hearing the word, it's cyclical. I'm also hearing something about figure eights or the infinity loop. There's such an ease and a flow to how you work with this person. You almost have a psychic connection. You can read each other's minds, where there's actually very limited communication that needs to happen between you because you pick up the cues and signals from each other. It's a very intuitive relationship. And yeah, maybe for some of you it's your romantic partner, but it certainly doesn't have to be. There's just like this, there's an energy between you where no matter what this is, it is and was absolutely a soulmate connection, a past life connection. It could even be a sibling dynamic where there's a shorthand between you guys, and it makes your ability to collaborate that much stronger because you can fast forward a little bit. You can skip the steps that other people would need to like outline everything with precision and like get on the same page, and like you guys, there's just like you click. It's very instantaneous. And I'm getting you have a similar sense of humor too. Yeah, possibly collaborating with a Sagittarius or an Aries. It doesn't have to be. So then you have this Two of Wands, something immediately available to you. Again, is a partnership, and leaning in to support that is being offered to you and taking advantage of it, right? Again, it's not about keeping receipts. When this person needs to come to you for help, if that day ever comes, you'd show up for them, right? So why do you think they wouldn't do it for you? Where does your lack of worth come from? For a lot of you, it may stem from a parental relationship where you were made to feel less than, or you were just ignored, or maybe I'm hearing something about like the sick child. It's like if you were ill when you were younger and you took a lot of time and attention, at a certain point you may have sort of energetically thought to believe that you were a burden on people's money, on people's health, on people's finances, whatever. And it's not true, but it's sort of this long-held belief you've had about yourself where the minute you didn't have to rely on other people for help, you didn't want to ask anymore. And like the thing is, you're meant to. You're like, there's people in life who they're gonna help you. That's just human nature. We want to help each other. We want to show up for each other. And again, it goes vice versa. So I mean, are you showing up for other people? Are you coming to them during their time of need? I have a feeling you are, Pisces, but I guess for a few of you out there, maybe that's a message you need to hear too. Maybe it's someone else's time of need, and maybe, okay, here you go. Possibly something with a mother figure, but it doesn't have to be. There may be someone going through a difficult time, especially maybe like illness or health-wise. And I don't do fear-based readings. That's not what this is about. The overall message is you might step up to be the bigger person for someone who wasn't there for you during your time of need. But this person has cut their own path. They've made their bed and now they have to lay in it. And what I mean is, now that it's their time and they need help, they seem to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, right? only you see that and you're moving forward with compassion and choosing to help them, even though they didn't show that kindness and generosity to you. You're being the bigger person. It's something about the spirit is moving through you, and compassion is sort of your guiding compass right now, and it's going to come back to you tenfold. That in itself may have nothing to do with money, stepping up and helping someone who didn't once help you. That being said, I don't mean to make this icky and or inflate the reading, but something about that coming back to you, quote unquote, tenfold, it does impact your finances in a positive way. You just don't know it yet. Yeah, it's like when you show up with compassion and do unto others and help people, the universe is like, you know what? I like this kid. Like give them something they want. Bring their dreams into fruition. That's sort of what it feels like. Six of Swords is about progress and forward movement. Some of you are embarking on a journey with your partner at your side, and they are there. You guys are like soulmates. You are in it to win it. I'm going to say there could be a very strong collaboration among family members, siblings possibly. If not that, it could be between husband, wife, husband and husband, whatever, whoever you're married to. It could be your romantic partner. I just heard intimate partner, whatever that means. That seems like blurred lines to me. It's like, what are we? Because there's like a lot of things. No. Okay, some of you are going to meet someone at work and you're going to fall in love with them and you're going to get married and have babies. That's what that means to me. For some of you, if that's of interest. And if not, that's okay. Some of you, you're going through IVF or something with eggs or in vitro or something. I'm just hearing words. I'm hearing like fertilization, something to do with preservation or eggs or family planning is coming through here for some of you. Maybe that's what your line of work too. All right, so your oracle card says bees. It's all about the community. It's all about working together. And I think I'm wanting to reference the word queen bee, but I don't think we're there anymore. I think you're in a situation where there's better equality and there's better equilibrium and balance. There isn't so much like the high man on the totem pole. I think there's someone who's here who's willing to share the wealth or share the... It's not just financial responsibility, yes, but it's like share the results. It's not like a certain percentage is going to the higher ups and the rest gets what's left. It's like the worker bees, so to say, or the little guys, the workers. They kind of form their own pact, and it's like it's equal divisions. It's split evenly. It's better balanced. There isn't a hierarchy here. Something about that it's cyclical. It comes and goes, but it's equal between both or equal between all. I really like that. Some of you may have to do with the food or service industry, or maybe you're opening a cafe, or I don't know, something about that might be symbolic. A logo with bees or stripes, like yellow and black stripes. Something about bees might be significant. That actually came up in a couple readings. It definitely came up in Scorpio, and I believe Taurus is reading too. So the aroma of coffee, something about the richness of taste, very Taurian energy. All right. And then this says mirrors. Yeah, you get what you give. If you move forward with kindness and compassion, even if you're giving it to someone who maybe at times you don't always feel they are acknowledging that or deserving that you're going the extra mile, don't worry about it because it's going to come back to you in other ways. Boundaries are important. We don't want to give everything because then we're left with nothing. You can't pour from an empty cup. Your body is your temple. You got to take care of you first. But if you're able to give, do it. Absolutely do it. It's going to be given back to you. Again, I'm hearing tenfold in ways you don't realize yet. There's money that's already in the pipeline coming to you. It just hasn't materialized in the 3D yet. Some of you, it's like go bigger. Go put it on the web. Bring it to different countries or make it more easily accessible to many because people do want it. It is going to be you or it, whatever it is. It's going to be in demand, but not quite yet. Wait for that Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, man. That's not too far away. I wish I had a date for you. I honestly don't know when that's happening, but I think it's in like a month or two. Anyway, character who might be playing a strong role in Pisces reading. The musician, composer of harmony, creation, passion, soulful sound, and celebration. That feels like an acid trip. And then the gambler, the risk taker of fate, speculation, addiction, debt, or fortune. I don't know. I think this is more the positive sense of it. I mean, if that's meaningful to you, go ahead and interpret it as you like. For a lot of you, this is taking a necessary risk. And it's not even necessarily risking your assets or your money. It's putting yourself on the line and maybe risking your reputation if you've always been sort of a safe, hermited, doesn't like the limelight, very kind of, like hermit mode. I think this is gambling on yourself, taking a risk on yourself and being like, you know what, I'm worth it. I'm going to have a leap of faith. I'm going to join these people. I'm going to collaborate amongst this team, hoping that it works out for me. And like, spoiler alert, it does. It does. Pisces, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys. I hope these messages spoke to you. Let me know in the comments below. If you're not already, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings in the future. If you want more content from me, I'm on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, Pisces.